Max was the wealthiest merchant in the bustling village marketplace. Every morning, he stood proudly at his grand stall, boasting the finest goods. Exotic fruits, golden trinkets, and colorful fabrics filled his table, drawing crowds from far and wide. But Max's heart was as closed as his tightly clenched fists. Kindness was a language he didn't understand. One bright morning, as Max was arranging his wares, a traveler appeared at the edge of the market. The man was dusty from the road, his clothes worn and his sandals frayed. It was clear he had walked a long way. The man approached Max's stall with a hopeful smile.
Good morning, sir.
The traveler greeted.
I've been walking for days and have no food or water. Would you be kind enough to share a piece of bread or a drink of water? I can't pay you, but I would be deeply grateful.
Max laughed bitterly.
Grateful? Gratitude doesn't pay for these goods. If I gave something to everyone who asked, I'd have nothing left to sell. Move along, beggar.
His voice carried through the market, and people turned to look. Embarrassed but calm, the traveler simply said,
May God bless you,
and walked away. As the day went on, Max packed his cart with goods to take to a neighboring town. His daughter, Lily, watched him load the heavy crates. She had seen everything earlier and couldn't hold back her feelings.
Father, why didn't you help that man?
She asked.
Jesus says we should help those in need.
Max dismissed her with a wave.
Jesus might say that, but I'm running a business, not a charity. Kindness doesn't put bread on the table.
Lily looked disappointed, but she didn't argue. She simply whispered,
Maybe kindness gives more than we can see.
Later that evening, Max's cart rumbled along the forest path toward the next town. The sun dipped low and the air grew cool. Suddenly, the cart hit a rock, and one of the wheels broke with a loud crack. Goods spilled everywhere as the cart tipped over. Frustrated, Max tried to lift the cart and fix the wheel, but it was too heavy. To make things worse, darkness fell quickly and eerie sounds echoed from the trees. The distant howl of wolves sent a chill down his spine. He was alone, stranded and helpless.
Why now? Why me?
Max grumbled, sitting beside his broken cart. For the first time, fear and regret began to creep into his heart. He thought of Lily's words about Jesus and kindness, but he shook his head.
What good is kindness in a moment like this?
As he sat in the dark, a faint light appeared in the distance. It grew brighter, and Max squinted to see who or what was coming. To his surprise, it was the traveler he had turned away earlier in the day. But now, something was different about him. His face glowed gently, and his presence felt calm and reassuring.
You look like you need help.
The traveler said, his voice warm and gentle. Max stared in disbelief.
You again? Why would you help me after the way I treated you?
The traveler knelt beside the cart, inspecting the broken wheel.
Because that's what my father taught me.
He said simply.
To show love, even to those who don't deserve it.
Max froze.
Your father? Who are you?
The traveler smiled knowingly.
I am Jesus, the one who walks with the weary and lifts up the brokenhearted.
He began working on the cart, his hands moving skillfully as if guided by something greater. As Jesus worked, Max's heart began to soften. Memories of all the people he had turned away flooded his mind. He thought about how many times he could have helped, but chose greed instead. When the cart was fixed, Jesus handed Max a flask of water.
You'll need this for your journey,
Jesus said. Max hesitated, his voice trembling.
I don't deserve this. I was so cruel to you.
Jesus placed a hand on Max's shoulder.
Kindness isn't about what you deserve. It's about love. Love that transforms hearts. Go, and let this moment teach you to be kind to others.
The next day, Max returned to the marketplace. His heart changed forever. He set up his stall as usual, but added a basket of free bread and water with a small sign.
Take what you need, share what you can.
Villagers whispered about the transformation of the once proud merchant. Max's daughter, Lily, smiled as she handed out bread to the children.
Father, you've learned what Jesus wanted you to know.
She said. Max nodded, his voice full of humility.
I learned that kindness fills more than just pockets. It fills hearts.
And as he spoke, Max looked toward the edge of the marketplace. For a fleeting moment, he thought he saw the traveler, Jesus, smiling back at him before disappearing into the crowd.
Kindness may not fill your hands, but it will always fill your heart.